The mark of the beast is the philosophies of this wicked world. Is that a microchip? All right, it says a microchip, but we all probably got a microchip in our phones right now. All right, the mark of the beast represents accepting the wicked philosophies of this world. The righteous one first. Are we warned? That mark is in your mind, meaning what? Come out here and look for all the brothers and sisters that's tolerant in this society. These are the mark of their foot. And to the others, does that mean, brother, you know you're an Israelite, you keep the commandments, let me put a chip in your forehead, okay? No, I'm putting the knowledge, we're marking you in your mind. Your forehead represents the mind. We're marking you with the knowledge of the scriptures.
Untrue, and yes, I think it's very likely there'll be a huge pressure to say the Pentagon is going to start microchipping people, and if you want to travel and you want to be able to go in and out of the country, you have to have this. And anybody who's listening who says, oh, that sounds like a conspiracy, a year ago, you would have said it was conspiracy to say that we're going to use the blockchain to create a passport so that you can travel from country to country, and that's happening right now.
The mark of the beast is the philosophies of this wicked world.
Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh Bashem Shai Brakatham, to the hopefully elect. And this is just a real quick, man, you know, because here it is. Here it is, man. We're in the year 2021, the year hastening the coming of our Lord, man. And you still got a lot of guys that scoff at the, I'm not even going to say idea, but scoff at the fact dealing with Revelation 13, 16, and 17, you know, one of the major prophecies, you know, that we are looking, you know, we're looking out for. You still got a lot of guys, man, scoffing at the fact about, you know, what this prophecy is, man, you know. A lot of these so-called leaders in Israel, man, they're gonna end up leading a lot of Jake astray, you know. Yeah, I'm not even talking about the ones. I'm not even talking about those of the elect, because Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's going to, you know, remove his elect from out of these different groups and whatnot. You know, the Lord's going to take care of that. But all these other Jakes, man, a lot of these guys, man, they're going to have a lot of blood on their hands, because again, they're still teaching against the fact about what the basically, a lot of these guys, they are scoffing at the 100% doctrine, man. You know, because, you know, another hard pill for a lot of people to swallow is the fact that there is 100% truth out there. You know, that's something hard for people to understand, but nevertheless, you know, even the scriptures tell you, man, the Lord gave us an unction to know all things. So there is 100% truth out there, man. And, you know, certain men that the Lord, you know, you know, gave that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to. And basically, you know, if you teach one thing, if you teach one of these things, if you teach one thing that's off according to the 100% doctrine, then, you know, you got to be careful, man. You know, you got to be real careful, man. You know, especially when it comes to topics like this, dealing with one of the major prophecies, again, dealing with the Revelation 13, 16, and 17, man. You know, here it is. You got this guy, I believe his name is Priest Zabak, High Priest Zabak, something like that. I could be wrong. You know, I stopped watching a lot of these guys. I don't keep up with them, you know. But, you know, for the sake of edification, you know, gotta do videos like this sometimes, you know, to edify the flock, man, you know. And nevertheless, we were warned of these things, dealing with these guys, you know, teaching against the 100% doctrine, man. You know, whether it be for their own gain their own belly, whether they sold out or whatever the case may be, man. You know, but nevertheless, again, this guy teaching that, dealing with the Revelation 13, 16, and 17, is from his, his logic, it's not the implantable device, but he teaches that it's a philosophy, which, when you look at the prophecy, man, when you look at it from a logical standpoint, it actually makes all the sense in the world that it's this implantable device that the apostles of Great Millstone have been teaching for a long time. Makes all the sense, because, again, going back to the prophecy, it states that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, right? And when you look at it from what this guy's teaching, it being a philosophy, which makes no sense, because it just doesn't make sense, because when it's all said and done, and this is this is in full effect, being able to buy and sell with the philosophy, I mean, just trying to, I'm just trying to make sense of it, which I can't, because it doesn't make any sense. Buying or selling with a philosophy, that just doesn't make any sense. But nevertheless, man, and you even have the guy, the Jake, talking about how a philosophy that, because it's to the point where this thing is obvious. These prophecies, man, they're obvious. And you even got Jake that's not in the truth waking up to the fact that, what the apostles have been saying for 30 plus years, man, is stands correct. And you got Jake waking up to the fact, man. Jake is, utilizing some common sense, because, like I said, even the Jake here in the video, man, he, pretty much was calling this guy out, man. How, that doesn't, what he's teaching, it just doesn't make sense. Because, again, you just try to make sense of it, man. Buying and selling with a philosophy, it's just, you can't really put the pieces to together, man. But like I said, nevertheless, man, for whatever reason, whether these guys they sold out, they're trying to fulfill their own belly, whatever the case may be, man. Nevertheless, we were warned of these things, and I'm gonna just get this real quick in 1 John chapter 1 in verse I'll start at verse 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2 and verse, I'll start at verse 17. It says, "And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever." Verse 18 says, "Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time." All right. And this is pretty much talking to the elect in this time that we're living in now, because this is talking about the last days, which we're in right now, right? And how all these anti-messiahs, anti-hamashiachs, like I said, man, if you're teaching anything contrary, because there's only one truth, man, and if you're teaching anything contrary to the 100% truth, the 100% doctrine, all right, then basically, man, you're an anti-Messiah, man. And dealing with the anti-Messiah, it's not just one being that's gonna rise from the ashes and sit on some throne for 7 years old, whatever they're teaching nowadays, man. But like I just said here, man, there's many anti-Hamashiachs, there's many anti-Messiahs, man, and they're all around. And again, this is something that we were forewarned. And again, even more so, message to the elect, the hopefully elect in the last days, teaching all these wayward doctrines. You know, these trying to get us to basically indulge with these strange women. All right, you know, which I'm gonna get this real quick in Revelation. Because you see, the elect, man, they're not gonna fall for it. Well, when it comes to the 100% truth, the 100% doctrine, it's gonna make all the sense to the elect. So when it comes to the elect, man, they're not going to be beguiled by all these strange philosophies and these strange doctrines. The elect, they're not going to get taken up by it. But I'm gonna get this in the book of Revelation. I gotta look for this real quick. Revelation chapter 14. I'll start at verse 3. Revelation 14:3 says, "And they sung as it were a new song before the throne." And you see, because we're basically piping this tune, you know, we're singing this song, you know, trying to tell our people, you know, what it is. But Jake, they don't want to hear it, you know. It says, "And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth." Verse 4, "These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins." So you see, in that the women going into different philosophies. All right. Let me get look for this real quick in Proverbs chapter 5, I think. Proverbs chapter 5. Just bear with me real quick. That might not be it. Proverbs chapter 5. I'll just read this real quick. In Proverbs 5, Proverbs 5:20 says, Proverbs 5:20, "And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a stranger?" Which again, you know, basically it's just going into this strange woman is just going into different philosophies, all right, strange doctrines and whatnot, you know. And again, when it comes to the elect, they're not going to, you know, the elect, they're not falling for, they're not falling for it. They're not going for it, all right. Because again, when it comes to the 100% truth and the 100% doctrine, only the elect are going to pipe to this tune, you know. Only the elect are going to, you know, take heed to the song, man, you know. But going back to Revelation 14:4, it says, "These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the firstfruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb." So you see, matter of fact, I read verse 5. It says, "And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High." So again, you know, hey man, the elect, they're not gonna fall. They're not falling for this stuff, man. Because again, when it comes to the song that's being piped by the prophets, all right, the elect, they're gonna hear these. They're gonna hear this tune, man, and it's just gonna click in them, because they were those that followed Yahushua. They were those that were with Yahushua from the very beginning. So again, when it comes to the 100% doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai, the elect, man, they're gonna they're gonna be following after, all the way up until the end comes, and those chariots come, and they're not gonna be beguiled by these different strange women, talking about the Revelation 13, 16, and 17, just talking about some philosophies, it's talking about white women, it's talking about the military, and all this other, weird doctrines, man. Like I said, it just don't sound right to the elect, and this is why, the elect, man, hey, man, starting with the apostles and elders, of course, hey, man, they got the 100% truth, man, and, we can see this thing being what it is, man, and that is, when it comes to this, the prophecy, man, the implantable device that is soon going to be, something that the Job 9 and 24 is they're going to try to implement. Well, they are going to implement worldwide, because they are going to get only but so far with it. They're going to try to implant everyone with this thing, and that's, going to be all she wrote. The elect, they can see this, man. They can see it. It's clear. But to these guys, man, they still got, like I said, for whatever reason, man, for whatever reason, whether they sold out, or whatever the case may be, man, the elect, they can see, man, Salaki, I got a lot of stuff going on around me, but the elect, man, they can see, they can see past, past all this, man, and they're not going to be, there's not going to be no guile found in them, because, they follow after the true doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai, so, like I read before, man, this is something that we've been, concerning the hopefully elect, we've been warned, aforetime, man, especially for these days that we're in right now, man, being that these are the last days, man, we got to be extra cautious and aware, and be careful so that we don't get swept up. But nevertheless, if you're of the elect, man, if we're of the elect, then, it was already predestined that, the victory, it was already given to the elect. So they're not going to get swept away by these strange women and whatnot, man. So yeah, man, just wanted to touch on that real quick, because I mean, it's just crazy, because like I said, man, here it is, we're in the year 2021, man, and you still got guys, I don't know how old or recent this video was, but you still got these guys teaching everything, and believe it or not, a lot of these guys see it. A lot of these guys see what the prophecy is, for what they know what the prophecy is, but because of their pride, they're not going to admit that the apostles of Great Millstone were right all along. They're not going to do it. A lot of these guys, they're not going to do that, because of pride, man. But nevertheless, it is what it is, man. But yeah, man, just wanted to touch on that real quick. Giving all praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shema Shai Barakathum to the hopefully elect. Lord's willing, until next time, Shalom.